And welcome back to Inside Golf. We continue with Tony's little travelogue recently to Bermuda, beautiful island. The closest point is actually what, Wilmington, North Carolina?
Yeah, it's about 600-700
U.S.
600-700 miles east.
All right, let's get back to Tucker's Point. Now, it's been around a while, Tony. What, back in the 20s it opened?
Right.
And
in those days, it was called Castle Harbor. It was a famous hotel, large hotel and golf course, a Banks design that he has many of them in the States, but this one was pretty special and had its own reputation.
And then a few years ago, what, 5 years ago, they sort of renovated
the golf course and knocked down the old hotel and built the new hotel. The renovation was done by Roger Rulewich, who was Robert Trent Jones' right-hand man for many, many years, did many great golf courses under that name, and has done a few under his own name now, most notably Ballyowen in North Jersey, that is the number 2 ranked public course in all of New Jersey. Great layout. Roger's sort of stationed up there now and in semi-retirement, but he did the renovation at Tucker's Point and did a magnificent job.
Now, is it one of those courses where no matter where you are in the golf course, you can see the ocean?
Not quite. There are many holes that you can see a lot of it, but there's some hills that hide the views of the ocean when you get into certain areas, and also that helps to cut down the wind a little bit.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of people come there and they get their dose of mid-ocean and get beat up by it, but they go to Tucker's Point and seem to enjoy that a little bit more. It's a little easier to walk around. The condition of it is magnificent. They've done a great job keeping it in great condition, even though, believe it or not, they don't have fairway irrigation. Not at any of the courses there, because there's so much rock.
Really?
That they can't run the pipe.
So how do they irrigate?
Mother Nature. It has to rain, yes.
How about that?
And they get enough rain to keep it in real good shape. Obviously, if they have a dry spell, you're going to get a lot more roll. But the course itself has that old nature, quirkiness, but with the modern touches to it to make it more playable.
Well, let me ask you, this may be a stupid question. Do they have Bermuda grass?
They have Bermuda grass. They have Bermuda shorts. And
it's an all Bermuda resort.
Yes, it sure is.
Well, and like many resorts, a lot of people say, well, is it golfer friendly? I mean, are there tee boxes so that, you know, I don't have to play 7,500 yards?
Yeah, and that was part of the modernization from Roger Rulewich. The old courses, they just put 2 or maybe 3 tee boxes out there, and somebody's not going to be happy. This is a lot more golfer friendly. It's a tough course. You're dealing with hills, wind, side hill, up the hill, downhill. So there's a lot to deal with, and some of the greens are perched so far up in the air that it's really amazing. And there's some big drops too. So you've got to sort of funnel that all into about a 6,500-yard golf course that takes some real shot making and some real thought when you go around, and I enjoyed that the most.
A lot of people like to walk a golf course if they can. Is it, you're able to take a caddy, or do you have to take a cart?
Yeah, this one, because of some of the long drives from tee to green, or from green to tee, you're going to have to take the cart. But you're going to get plenty of walking in because of the fact that they don't have fairway irrigation. They keep you on cart pass most of the year.
Okay. And
you'll get plenty of walking going back and forth and up and down the hills to get your workout in. It's a golf course that you can enjoy that way.
How about yourself personally? Were there any signature holes that you'll remember for the rest of your life?
There were a number of them. The entire finishing stretch on the front 9 is really spectacular. Some great holes there. 18 in particular, coming back up to the clubhouse, is a memorable hole, again, because the green is perched way up in the air, and you have a real daunting shot coming into that. Then there are so many holes where you're standing on the tee, and you look out over the golf course, and then there's the bay behind there with all the blue water. The vistas from 4 or 5 of the holes go for miles and miles.
And I guess it's a year-round resort. Like
Yeah, they're
temperatures even in the fall and the winter are ideal for golf.
Yeah, they claim that even in the wintertime, that their average temperature in January and February is still, the average high is still in the 60s, 62, 63, 64. So
A little sweater and you're all ready to go.
yeah, you can play.
And when you
golf
get
a lot.
off the golf course, so many things to do at a place like Tucker's Point, beginning with the spa.
Right, the spa is a great stop after you come off of the golf course, especially if you've been beat up a little bit by the wind. They have all of the luxuries in there. They've got a nice quiet room. They have a beautiful garden. You sit out back and you can relax after having a spa treatment or massage. And
I can see you now with the Turkish towel, maybe a little cocktail, the soothing music.
That's right.
The trickle of water in the background. Huh?
You're taking me back to Bermuda. There's also a huge pool next to it, and it's a beautiful pool. It's one of those, what they call infinity pools, that go off to the very edge. But in this one, instead of going off to the edge and like your backyard is there, it goes off to the edge, and the blue waters of the bay are behind there. So it looks like the pool feeds right into the ocean, even though you're up on a cliff over it. Absolutely spectacular.
Okay, so we played our golf, we loosened up, got refreshed at the spa. Now it's time for dinner at Tucker's Point. And
World
you
class.
never know who you're going to run into, maybe even the Queen herself.
The Queen of England was a visitor recently at Tucker's Point. They showed me the spot. Their formal dining room is phenomenal. One of the last places where gentlemen have to wear a jacket. And it's an amazing room. The room itself has these murals all around the wall that were taken from the Pan Am building in New York.
Really?
The owner's father was the one who ran the Pan Am building in New York and had these murals done there, and he had them taken down off of them and put to the walls all around the dining room there, and they recreate the great trading ports of the world. China, London, etc. And then the one wall they didn't have anything for, they commissioned an artist to, in the same style, paint a mural there, and it shows the port of Hamilton right in Bermuda there. So it's really a spectacular room. The Queen of England was there as a guest. They said it was amazing. She came in and just sat in the dining room with the rest of the members that were there. She had her own little table. They didn't bother her. She had her martini. Perfect setting.
Speaking of martinis, for those of you who are looking maybe for a special, particular drink for Tony, I want to make you feel right at home. This is maybe not exactly a replica of what is known as the Dark and Stormy from Tucker's Point, but I'm sure you'd be able to recall what one tasted like if you have a sip of that.
Well, this is their national drink there. It's made with Gosling's Black Seal rum and Gosling's ginger beer. They mix it up like a cocktail, and
here's to the Queen.
Cheers, mate.
Close my eyes.
How sweet it is.
I can hear the ocean on the pink sands of the beaches at Bermuda. Yeah, Tucker's Point, for golf, for total relaxation, for fine dining, it sounds like, and it's only, an hour and 45 minutes from Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's a short, direct flight. U.S. Airways has flights going from Philadelphia to Bermuda, and that makes it really attractive because, heck, even in the middle of the winter, take a look at your 10-day forecast, see a couple mild days coming up, jet off to Bermuda and play these golf courses. I mean, and they had so many good ones. They even have a world-class 9-hole or an 18-hole par 3 golf course, the Southampton Princess, that people can play. And I'm telling you, it looked like a great course to play. But
that's a great idea, too. You go out and play maybe 18 holes of championship golf at Tucker's Point, have a little lunch, then say, hey, let's go over, play the par 3, 9 holes, whatever. Get that in, back to the spa, little nap, up, go to dinner.
And when you get to Tucker's Point, you got to stop and see the director of golf, Jason Epstein.
Yeah, Jason used to be at
Paulie's Plantation down in Myrtle Beach, where, of course, Inside Golf spends a lot of time. But we knew Jason in his days at Paulie's Plantation. He's a great golf professional and really has fallen in love with Tucker's Point. He's a great host when he's out there and give you the run.
And when you're down and see Jason, make sure you tell him Tony Leodora sent you.
Right.
And he's going to say, oh, you know Tony too, huh? Tony, always a pleasure. If I were your teacher, you would get an A+ for your What I Did in Bermuda for the fall of 2010.
It's a tough and lonely job, but somebody had to do it, Harry, for our viewers here on Inside Golf.
I think that is worthy of another toast.
Another dark and stormy toast.
A dark and stormy toast to golf in beautiful Bermuda. Enjoy.
Doesn't get any
everybody.
better, folks.
Enjoy.